Are all of you beneath me? I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny god.
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video, and this is going to be a great one. It's an exciting fucking day. It's a great day. Today was the PlayStation 5 event where, in my opinion, Sony knocked it out of the fucking park. I'm still hype thinking about the event and thinking about some of the things that we saw go down in this goddamn event. First, let me break it down for you and go through the list of the games that we saw. And now, I'll admit, this event wasn't a 100% hit after hit after hit after hit with the things that were showing. To me, there were things that I could have, not seen at this particular event, or could have been seen at some other event, or maybe even in, just a trailer that PlayStation tweeted or something. So the event did have kind of its ups and its downs. It had some moments where I was like, all right, get this, fucking get this trailer out the way and get us to the next thing. But overall, like I said, knocked it out of the park. And the first thing we start off with was the reveal of Final Fantasy 16. And it looks really, really good. I really haven't been into Final Fantasy at all. Like, I played Final Fantasy 7 way back in the day on the original PlayStation. And I've played the remake. But between those two, I haven't really touched Final Fantasy. But Final Fantasy 16 looks really cool. And I am definitely interested in that game. Now, the next game is one that I fucking needed to be here. This is something I definitely want to see gameplay from, and that is Spider-Man Miles Morales. And holy shit, does this game look good. I mean, before we even get to the parts where there's fighting and action, just look at this area, just with the lights and the reflections, with the ray tracing. It just looks fucking good. It looks really good. And I don't want to hear, oh, it's fucking DLC. Oh, it's going to be on PS4. First of all, the PS4 version is not going to look this good, A. B, you can lick my nuts with that DLC bullshit, because this quote-unquote DLC is still more than Xbox has at launch alone. Alone, this quote-unquote DLC is more than the Xbox has at launch, so they can miss me with that bullshit. But back to the game. It looks fucking good. And then when they get into the action and Miles Morales' abilities and shit, this game is fire. This game is fire. This game is going to sell a lot of fucking PlayStations. Mark my words. This thing is a fucking system seller. I don't care if you want to call it DLC or not. This DLC is a system seller, and it is going to move a lot of goddamn systems. Next up was another game that looks really, really good, and one that I heard some people say might be here, but I wasn't expecting it at all, and that's Hogwarts Legacy, the fucking long in development Harry Potter RPG. And it looks really fucking cool. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter and the Wizarding World at Universal Studios and shit. So when I saw this game, I was like, yo, that looks dope. I'm down for exploring Hogwarts and the rest of the world in this game that they've created. And the other cool thing is it's coming out 2021, so next year. So that's good to know. Like I said, it looks really awesome to me. I think it looks cool, and I'm excited for that one. Next game up was Call of Duty Cold War. This is one of those ones that I think could have missed this presentation. Like, they could have done this at a different event. Didn't have to be at this one specifically. But, I mean, it still looked good graphically. And the cool news is that there's going to be a beta for the multiplayer that starts on the 18th that PlayStation 4 owners exclusively will be able to preload tomorrow. And they will be able to play the beta of the multiplayer for 2 days. And that's a PlayStation exclusive thing, which, again, is pretty cool. And so that was Call of Duty Cold War. After Call of Duty, was Resident Evil 8. Again, this is one for me that didn't need to be here. This is where the event started taking a little bit of a dip for me, showing me games that we've already seen, that aren't really showing us a whole lot more than we've seen, and that I didn't necessarily need to see anymore. Like, I already saw what Resident Evil 8 looks like. I'm either into it or I'm not into it. There's really not a whole lot more they can show us or show me to make me either want or not want to play that game, I think. So showing me more of this game, it was just like, yo, they're cutting into time that they could be showing us something new. So, yeah, they showed Resident Evil 8, and then after that they showed Deathloop. Again, just like with Resident Evil 8, like, they're not showing me anything that looks that different from what we've seen at the last event. It's just taking up more time. Like, I don't want to see games we've already seen. I want to see new stuff. So I'm excited for Deathloop. I think it looks really cool. I'm definitely buying Deathloop, but I did need to see more of Deathloop, especially not a trailer that was as long as this one went. This one seemed to go on for a while, and it's like, yo, you're cutting into time, man. Let's move on to the next thing. And then after that, fucking, we got a special edition of Devil May Cry 5, and it's like, why? Why at this event? Why PlayStation? Like, I don't give a shit about Devil May Cry 5. I've already played it. I've already beaten it. So you're giving me a special edition on PS5. Cool story. Why at this event? Show me the new shit. But yeah, Devil May Cry 5 special edition. If you're into it, cool. But me personally, like I said, I was like, hey, I've already been there, done that. Show me the next thing. Unfortunately for me, the next thing was Oddworld Soulstorm. I've never played any of the Oddworld games. I'm not really intrigued by this one. Nothing about this game makes me feel like I need to pick it up or I should pick it up. Maybe it has some nostalgia factor for people who played the original Oddworld games, but to me, it doesn't speak to me at all. So I really didn't give two flying fucks about this game the first time I seen it at the last event. Seeing it here, I was like, yo, get this shit the fuck off the screen. Get out of here and bring in the next fucking thing. So yeah, Oddworld Soulstorm. Next up was a very quick trailer, but it was for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I never played the other Five Nights at Freddy's, so I don't know anything about them or if they're good. I know that they're popular. I just never understood why. I always just saw the dumb teddy bear and I was like, what is this shit? But anyway, we got a trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, the next one is a game that we've seen before, but this is one that I did want to see gameplay for, and that's what we got. And that was Demon Souls. And yo, this game looks fucking fire. It looks so goddamn good. And I believe we've gotten confirmation that this is going to be a launch game for the PS5. I believe Jeff Keighley is the one that confirmed that on Twitter. This would be a launch game for the PS5, and that's fucking huge. This game looks amazing. I'm going to buy it. I haven't played very many of the Soulsborne games. I've played Bloodborne, which I liked, and I played Sekiro, which I really, really liked. And I've played Nioh, even though those aren't the same games, because those aren't also from FromSoft. They're just similar style games. But definitely interested in Demon Souls, so I'm glad we got to see gameplay of that. That's something I definitely wanted to see. Next, for some fucking reason, was Fortnite. Yay! Fortnite coming to PS5 at launch. You know, that one was for the hashtag bitch casuals, because I don't play Fortnite. That's for the hashtag bitch casuals. But hey, hashtag bitch casuals play PS4 and buy PlayStations as well, so this was for them. This next announcement was pretty surprising, was definitely a shot at Game Pass. And that is the PlayStation Plus collection. Basically, if you have PlayStation Plus and you get a PS5, the second you bring that son of a bitch home, you instantly have access to God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4 Thief's End, Battlefield 1, Monster Hunter World, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, The Last Guardian, Ratchet & Clank, Infamous Second Son, Days Gone, Bloodborne, Detroit Become Human, Batman Arkham Knight, Mortal Kombat 10, Persona 5, Until Dawn, and Resident Evil Biohazard, aka Resident Evil 7. Now, this list may not be hundreds and hundreds of games, but I'll be damned if this is not a list of fucking bangers, okay? Maybe you could take The Last Guardian out of there because that wasn't that great, but the rest of these games were fucking bangers. So one of the big selling points I said for the Xbox One S or X with the Game Pass Ultimate shit is that, look, you don't even have to buy games for your kids. You just buy them the console, bring it home with their Game Pass, and they instantly have access to those 100 or 200 games, however many games it is. Well, now, if you get a PS5, you're going to have the same deal if you have PlayStation Plus. Without having to purchase a game, you can just buy a PS5. And the second you bring it home, you instantly have access to this list of fucking bangers. I mean, some of these games are some of the best games we had the entire generation. God of War, Uncharted 4. I mean, The Last of Us Remastered is a last generation game, but that's still one of the best games ever fucking made, right? Days Gone is great. Detroit Become Human was great. These are all amazing games, and most of them are Sony first-party games and Sony exclusives. So it's amazing to be able to just get your PS5, especially if you're not part of the PlayStation ecosystem already. If this is your first PlayStation, if you're coming over from Xbox, to instantly have access to all of these games is amazing. And let me get something straight real quick, because I know people are going to be like, oh, you're a fucking hypocrite, you talk shit about Game Pass. I talk shit about Game Pass because Xbox does not have exclusives. They don't have any banger exclusives. All they have is Game Pass. And if all PlayStation had was the PlayStation Plus collection, I would also talk shit about the PlayStation Plus collection. Because me personally, I'm not buying a PS5 so that I can play these old games. I'm buying a PS5 to play the new games. And PlayStation 5 is giving me new exclusive games at launch and within the first year of the console's launch. So I don't want to hear the shit that, oh, I'm a hypocrite because I don't talk shit about this, but I talk shit about Game Pass. They are not the same thing, and they're not being used the same way. It is completely fucking different. And I have, in the past, talked about how great of a value Game Pass is. I've never taken that away from Game Pass. It is an amazing value to anyone who's purchasing an Xbox. But it doesn't change the fact that without giving me those banger exclusives, I don't give a fuck about Game Pass. And me personally, I don't care about the PlayStation Plus collection. It's irrelevant to me. I've already played and beaten those games, or most of them. But to someone who's just coming over, it is going to be great. Just like Game Pass is going to be great to someone who's just going over to Xbox. But on top of PlayStation Plus collection, you are also getting those amazing exclusive games. And that is the difference. So miss me with the hypocrite bullshit, but I'm going to get it anyway. So let's move on. After that, we finally got hit with the price and release date of the PS5s. And just as I had predicted and as I have thought for a very long time, and as many people have also thought, it is $4.99 for the physical edition and $3.99 for the digital edition. And it's going to be available on November 12th in US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, and then November 19th for the rest of the world. And then shortly after the event, we got a tweet from both Jeff Keighley and from PlayStation officially letting us know the pre-orders are starting tomorrow at certain retailers. So tomorrow, call up your Best Buy, call up your GameStop, call up wherever the fuck you gotta call up. Tomorrow is when the pre-orders are going down. Then after that, fucking Jim Ryan hit us with the Steve Jobs, Tim Cook, one more thing. And even though it was a very, very short teaser trailer that didn't show anything more than a logo, motherfuckers, it was God of War Ragnarok. And the biggest deal is that God of War Ragnarok is a 2021 release. Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok are releasing in the same fucking year, and that is just utter insanity. It's like, what are they going to have for 2022 if that's 2021? Because goddamn, just those games alone for 2021 is fucking amazing. But all in all, like I said, even though there were low points in the event for me personally, and trailers I didn't give a shit about, like I didn't care about seeing more of Resident Evil 8, Five Nights at Freddy didn't do anything for me, didn't give a shit about the Fortnite trailer. When all things were said and done, this event accomplished its mission of making people want to buy PlayStation 5, getting people hyped for PlayStation 5, and just making it so, like, why would you want to buy the competition? Like, for what? What reason is there to get the competition's device? They don't have any games at launch. And it's going to be the same price or $100 less. If you get the digital edition, it is $100 cheaper than the Xbox Series X. And for $100 more, again for the digital, you're getting way more performance than the Xbox Series S. So it's just, I mean, there are going to be people that buy Xboxes. I'm going to be one of them. I'm also going to go PlayStation, of course. But for people that only have to buy one or only can afford to buy one, man, it is a hard fucking sell to get them to choose the Xbox over the PlayStation. It really is. There's just way more to offer on the PlayStation side. And to me, a much better value. If you get the digital edition, to be $100 cheaper than the X and way more powerful than the S, I think that PlayStation is going to sell a lot of not just the digital editions, but just PS5 in general. PS5 in general is going to fucking sell like crazy, and hype levels are through the roof. And I'm seeing lots of damage control and lots of salty ass fanboys trying to say that, oh, this game's coming to PC too, and this game's also going to PC. Like, who gives a shit if some of these games are going to PC? Nobody gives a fuck. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Nobody fucking cares if some of these games are going to PC. We don't fucking care. So stop the damage control. But yeah, so like I said, in the end, I think that PlayStation essentially smashed Xbox with this event. Because not only did they show true reasons for wanting to own a PS5 in exclusive games, they're also giving you a tremendous value if you go the route of the digital edition. And then with the PlayStation Plus collection, they're adding even more value onto that. Where, like I said earlier, if you buy a PlayStation 5, you don't have to even buy a game. Just get PlayStation Plus, which I think is like $7 or $8. And then you're going to have those 15 or so amazing titles to play right off the bat. So, like I said, for me, it's a hard sell to sell someone an Xbox instead of a PlayStation. If you line everything up and show them what each one is getting, what games each one is getting, the trailers for the games that each one is getting, because PlayStation has shown nothing but trailers running on the hardware, except for the Final Fantasy 16 trailer that we saw in this event that was running on PC. Everything else was running on PlayStation 5, and we saw gameplay for everything, not pre-rendered cinematics. So, I take that back. I'm pretty sure that Harry Potter didn't show any gameplay, at least not that I could tell. But everything else had gameplay, and Xbox has not been able to do the same. Hell, we haven't seen anything running on the hardware except for fucking Haven. And Haven looks like a 360 game, so that shit didn't even really count. So yeah, in my opinion, PlayStation smashed the shit out of Xbox today. And it's interesting to see how Xbox is going to counter this. And honestly, I don't think that they can counter this. I mean, Xbox came out today and made some fucking comment about how they wish they had Halo available at launch, but they don't really believe in exclusives, or exclusives don't matter. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to that event. Like, they were downplaying exclusive. Like, exclusives don't really matter. Like, we don't have Halo at launch, but it's okay because exclusives don't really matter. And it's like, are you fucking high? So I don't think Xbox has anything to counter this event. I really don't. But anyway, that's my real quick recap review of the event and my thoughts on it. And that's all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. What did you guys think of the event? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.